audience in establishing your credentials. You are a medical doctor. You don't just have doctor in front of your name for no reason. Where did you study and where did you practice and how long did you practice?
Well, I studied in Tennessee and then did my Chapel Hill residency in North Carolina, and then practiced in North Carolina for a couple of decades. And then I'm still current. I still keep my stuff current, but I'm not in the emergency department anymore. Besides, I'm too old for that. That's a tough gig, my friend. But so that's sort of my background. And during that period, what's interesting is back in the day when I'm running this emergency department, I'd been chairman of emergency medicine, and I got involved with this issue. And by 1993, when Bill Clinton got elected, I was asked to fly up to Washington to brief the administration and his first director of the CIA. So I'm a young doctor in my 30s being asked to brief the CIA director on this issue, which turned my life upside down at that point. And I'll tell you why, is that when I went to that meeting, the CIA director, the FedEx I got from my contact to him setting it up said, "You're going to be the first person to brief the director of the CIA and this administration on this," because they had just gotten sworn in January of 93. And I thought, this has got to be nonsense. There's no way that the President of the United States and the Director of CIA have made inquiries into the UFO issue and were denied access. It turns out it wasn't nonsense. It was the truth, that there were projects that were being run illegally, rogue, dealing with UFOs, that had denied the President access and his first director of the CIA. So, R. James Woolsey. So that meeting was sort of my coming of age. How old would I have been? 37, something like that. And I thought to myself, in what universe can there be something this classified that the acting director of the CIA and the President of the United States doesn't have access? So once I learned that was the situation, I started drilling down on it further and started pulling together the first group of whistleblowers, top secret guys who'd been in these projects, and putting information together, and began to, ad hoc sort of create a network that's now led to what we call the Disclosure Project globally, 30 years later. But that's how it all started. And it started because, here's the funny thing about it. It didn't start because I was doing anything with the government. I was with a group of people down on a beach near Pensacola, Florida. And we were doing a close encounter of the fifth kind contact experiment, where a group of people went out. We were attempting to make contact with one of these civilizations. And we had 4 of these UFOs just pop, materialized in the sky right in front of us. And so at that point, we actually got a video of it, but it's not very good. It was like an old high-8, and a photograph ended up on the front page of the Pensacola paper of this. So the guy who had been head of our Army Intelligence and Special Forces contacted me, General Albert Stubblebine III, and some other folks who were not happy with the fact that that we were doing this, because they thought we were stepping on their toes, making open contact like this. And so it began a process where then some of the friendly guys in the system, like this friend of the CIA director, found out about this event and asked me to come up and provide these briefing materials for the president and the CIA director. So, this is a very long story, made very short.